From Acadiana, your local news leader, this is PASPA 2.
Well, good morning and hello, Acadiana. Happy Thursday to you all. Thanks for joining us here on PASPA 2. It's a cold one out there. Better bundle up. Yes. Colder than yesterday, but not as windy.
That helps out. I mean, the wind does allow those temperatures to fall a little bit quicker. You don't have that mixing at the surface, but that also allows frost. Could be a light freeze, and we are seeing those temperatures actually below freezing north of I-10. So a nice big cold blast of air. I've smelled the chimneys going yesterday in my neighborhood. There are people that tend to use fireplaces in my neighborhood a lot.
I still haven't turned on my heater yet.
Okay.
So maybe today.
I think if you go this morning, it's going to be pretty cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
See
a little
too
sensitive. I like to have it nice and perfect in the house, so we had the heater on the last couple of days. But unfortunately, again, the electric bill's looking a little bit better.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
It's definitely gone down with the amount of cooler weather that we've been enjoying. As we look at the weather headlines here this Thursday, frosty and cold right now. Some milder weather for the afternoon. Lighter winds. We won't have the breezy conditions in place, and the warmer weather really starts to build in into the weekend, into next week. Highs then will be consistently in the lower 80s there, really starting Sunday and beyond. Still really no sight for any type of significant rainfall for Acadiana. We'll have a full check on everything with our weather here in about 10 minutes.
For the first time in 3 weeks, foreign nationals who've been trapped in war-torn Gaza were able to escape. President Biden says his administration is working with foreign partners to get more Americans out and humanitarian aid in. This as fierce fighting continues with another Israeli strike on a refugee camp that it says was a key Hamas stronghold. CBS's Ian Lee continues our coverage from Tel Aviv.
Hundreds of foreign passport holders, including some Americans, began crossing into Egypt after the gates opened Wednesday.
Working nonstop to get Americans out of Gaza as soon and as safely as possible. This is the result of intense and urgent American diplomacy with our partners in the region.
The U.S. State Department says it has been in contact with 400 Americans who want to leave Gaza. U.S. passport holder Fatih Abu al-Hassan said he became trapped there after visiting 3 months ago.
No water, no food, no shelter, nothing.
Dozens of injured Palestinian civilians were brought to Egyptian hospitals for treatment as the fighting intensifies on both sides. From this position, we can hear artillery, we can hear warplanes, and in the distance in Gaza, you can see smoke from airstrikes. Hamas says nearly 200 people are dead after another Israeli airstrike on the already hard-hit Jabalia refugee camp yesterday. Israel says the strikes there took out a Hamas command center and a leader believed to be behind the deadly October 7th raids. Israeli officials now estimate as many as 3,000 Hamas fighters may have invaded on that day.
We need a humanitarian ceasefire.
A top United Nations official in Gaza called attention to the deteriorating humanitarian conditions there. The Biden administration says it's focused on ramping up aid deliveries. Ian Lee, CBS News, Tel Aviv.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken is expected to travel to Israel and Jordan tomorrow. Meanwhile, the U.S. House of Representatives could take up its Israel security bill as soon as today. Closer to home in St. Landry Parish, former Director of Animal Control Terry Corville was arrested by Opelousas police after threatening phone calls to parish council members were traced back to her phone. Corville was fired from her position last year by Parish President Jesse Bellard. Since then, Corville has been vocal on social media and at council meetings. She has also pushed for an investigation into the parish president's procedures to address the wrongful terminations. Parish Councilwoman Vivian Olivier says the council was set to focus on approving the investigation in September, but she received a threatening call from an unfamiliar number just before the meeting. Olivier reported the call to Opelousas police and they traced it back to Corville.
I was having a meeting with Mr. Bellard yesterday. I did talk to the policeman, and he said, but by the time we got through with the meeting, she had bonded out. And so we've had some pretty good meetings.
Yes.
Olivier hopes Corville's arrest will lead to the end of the threats and conflict. St. Martinville police are investigating a crash at the Highway 31 truck stop after someone drove into the building. According to the St. Martinville Police Department, an elderly woman was driving a vehicle when she lost control of the car and went over the curb and into the window of the truck stop. Fortunately, no injuries were reported. Dylan Phillips, a St. Martinville resident, says he was stunned to see the damage to the store.
I just think it's crazy to see that somebody would do that to the store. I don't know if it was on purpose or it was an accident, but it's just shocking to see that it happened, and especially where it happened and when it happened.
This crash is still under investigation, and more information will be provided when available. According to the drought monitor, Louisiana is experiencing its most widespread drought in more than 2 decades. The burn ban is in place because of the severe drought in the Bayou State. In fact, Storm Team 10 meteorologist Chris Cozart says this drought is one of the worst since 2011. Abbeville Fire Chief Jude Mears says with the burn ban in place, the fire department and law enforcement have been monitoring if residents are following the law.
We have a lot of people calling us, they just want to do bonfires or this or that, and telling them no, because when we're so far behind on the rain, the ground is still so dry, even though we had a little bit of rain.
For more information on the burn ban in your area, head to our website at KLFY.com. Happening tonight in the Hub City, R&B singer Nebu Nezi will be performing at the Acadiana Center for the Arts from 7:30 to 9:30 in downtown Lafayette. Tickets are available at acadianacenterforthearts.org. Nebu has been featured on the Acadiana Local Music Spotlight. You can watch that interview at KLFY.com. Also happening tonight, the Zydeco boss Keith Frank closes out the fall 2023 season of Rhythms on the River. Keith Frank and the Swallow Zydeco Band take the stage at 5:30 and go until 8:30. You can enjoy the sounds at River Ranch's Town Square right here in the Hub City. You're taking a live look at the intersection of I-10 and Henderson. There's a stalled vehicle on Highway 90 in Broussard near Morgan Avenue and another stalled vehicle on I-10 West in Scott. Look out for backups in those areas. Remember to stay safe on the roads this Thursday morning.